Our story begins with Leo Lin, 34 years old. He never imagined a high school reunion would end like this. On a rain-slicked street at night, he sees her, his old deskmate, the campus queen. And in that same instant, honk! Disaster strikes. A semi-truck barrels through the downpour, aimed right at her. With no time to think, Leo reacts on pure instinct, lunging forward to push her to safety. In that instant, the world goes silent. Time grinds to a halt, like a slow-motion movie. The rain hangs suspended. She stumbles, turns, and their eyes meet. He sees her, really sees her. It's Stella Sue, the ice goddess of Yunnan High, now a billion-dollar business mogul. And in that same moment, he knows she sees him too. Gasp. Her face twists from shock to pure horror. Screech.
Fate works in mysterious ways, is his last thought as her scream rips through the night, and a wave of agony plunges his world into darkness.
His consciousness drifts in an endless void until he feels a touch, a connection. Crash, and his eyes fly open. The darkness is gone, replaced by the bright, familiar sight of a classroom. The droning teacher, the creaky fan, the summer heat. It all comes flooding back. The great wheel of time has spun backward 16 years. He's been reborn. A wave of emotion hits him, but it's quickly replaced by joy. A second chance. He almost wants to thank his old desk mate for getting him reborn. Speaking of whom, and there she is, asleep on the desk next to him. Stella Sue, 18 years old. He notices details he never dared to before. The slender neck, the very long legs. As a man with a 34-year-old's mind, he calmly wipes a bit of drool from his mouth. Yep, the campus queen was already quite the head-turner. He decides he's even with her. His life for a rebirth, fair trade. He won't try to pursue her this time. It's not like she remembers him saving. Leo Lin. Are you daydreaming? Oh, busted. The teacher's shout echoes through the room, and the commotion stirs his deskmate. The campus queen slowly sits up, rubbing her sleepy eyes, and for the first time in 16 years, Leo sees her young face again. She looks at him, and something impossible happens. The sleepiness vanishes from her face, replaced by utter shock. Her eyes are turning red, filling with tears. What is going on? Before Leo can even process it, and under the stunned gaze of the entire class, the untouchable ice goddess of Yunnan High throws her arms around him in a desperate, tight hug. The world stops, then erupts, as she whispers a single, choked phrase only he can hear. I found you. The classroom is in chaos. Leo is stunned, and it's all because Stella Sue just woke up from a dream of a future that felt terrifyingly real. In this dream, she was 34, a billionaire, powerful, yet alone. A life she enjoyed right up until the moment it was supposed to end. A rainy night, the blinding glare of a truck. She'd resigned herself to death when a stranger, a warm and strangely familiar face, lunged to save her. Her life was saved, but his was lost. Consumed by a debt she could never repay, she managed his funeral, a ghost in her own saved life. She learned his name was Leo Lin, and she knelt before his grieving parents, vowing to take on the responsibility of the son they had lost. This path of atonement led her to his childhood home, to his old bedroom, untouched since he was a teenager. And there, on his desk, she found a photograph that shattered her world. The graduation photo for their high school class. Scanning the faces, she found herself, and then, in the corner, a shy, quiet boy. It wasn't a stranger who had saved her. It was her high school deskmate. A reunion after a decade, ending in sacrifice before they could even say hello. Desperate to know the man who saved her, she began reading his childhood diaries. She laughed at his jokes, ached for his sorrows, and fell for the kind, brave, upright boy she discovered in those pages. She fell in love with his soul. And then, the biggest shock of all, her quiet, introverted desk mate had been secretly in love with her. If only we could do it over again, she thought, falling asleep in his bed. Her wish plunged her into a dark void where she saw his spirit drifting away. Overcome with guilt and a desperate need to not lose him again, she reached for him. He was so close, yet so far. With one last, soul-deep effort, she grabbed his hand, refusing to let go. And then, the darkness shattered. Which brings us back to now. The scent of perfume, a soft warmth, and the deafening roar of his classmates. For Leo Lin, this is just another Tuesday until the school's ice goddess, who he's barely ever spoken to, wakes up and hugs him like he's a lifeline. He's completely, utterly, monumentally stunned. A giant question mark is floating above his head. What in the world is going on? Picking up right where we left off, Leo's brain is completely short-circuiting. 1 second he's a 34-year-old man getting hit by a truck. The next he's back in high school 16 years in the past. Before he can even process this insane rebirth, the school's ice goddess is clinging to him for dear life. His mind races with a single, paranoid thought. Is this some kind of trap? Before Leo can figure it out, his world is rocked by a furious roar from the front of the class. Slam! It's the teacher, Mr. Davison, and he's practically breathing fire. Harassing your deskmate? He bellows. Suddenly, Leo is public enemy number 1. The entire class turns on him, their glares like a volley of poison darts. They think he's forcing himself on their beloved campus queen. Snapping back to reality, Leo hastily pushes Stella away. Sir, it's a misunderstanding, he pleads. But look at Mr. Davison's face. He's not buying it for a second. His logic is simple. They were hugging, Leo is a boy, Stella is his star pupil, therefore, Leo must be the villain. Leo's defense is falling on deaf ears. Oh no, this just got worse. Mr. Davison finally gets a good look at Stella's face, and he sees the tears. He doesn't see a girl overwhelmed by rebirth. He sees his favorite student, the campus queen, crying. In his mind, the verdict is in. You made Miss SU cry? He roars. Leo looks like he's about to cry himself. This is a PR nightmare he was not prepared for. Just as Mr. Davison is about to deliver the final verdict, a calm, clear voice cuts through the chaos. Wait, it's Stella. She's pulled herself together, memories of her past and future life clicking into place. She stands up, the Ice Queen persona fully restored, and faces the teacher. The entire classroom holds its breath. What is she going to say? And there's the bombshell. I was the one who hugged him. Stella says, cool as a cucumber. The classroom, which was already in an uproar, goes absolutely nuclear with shock. You can almost hear the sound of 30 minds being blown simultaneously. The teacher is incredulous, thinking she's just protecting the culprit. The goddess, hugging the culprit. The goddess, hugged the quiet guy in the back. Impossible. Stella, quick on her feet, throws out the perfect excuse, a nightmare. And just like that, the entire narrative flips. A wave of understanding washes over the class. The anger towards Leo instantly transforms into pure, unadulterated envy. He got hugged by the Ice Queen because she had a nightmare. That lucky bastard. Even Mr. Davison's expression softens.
The crisis seems to be averted, for now.
With the storm past, the class settles back into a boring lecture. Leo lets out a quiet sigh of relief. But he's not off the hook just yet, he just doesn't know it. Unseen by him, his deskmate, his savior from the teacher's wrath, is now staring at him. This is the first time she's truly looked at the boy who, in another life, would become her hero.
And as she studies the teenage version of him, a small, thoughtful smile plays on her lips.
Leo suddenly gets a chill down his spine, the feeling of being watched. He turns and finds his beautiful deskmate staring at him without blinking. What are you looking at? He mumbles, completely bewildered. Bad move. The teacher's supersonic hearing picks it up, and before Leo can even breathe, a jealous classmate rats him out, twisting the situation completely.
Leo's world spins once more. Can this guy ever catch a break?
And he's safe. After practically swearing on his life, Leo convinces a very skeptical Mr. Davison to stand down. He shoots a glare at the real culprit, but look, Stella is already facing forward, the very picture of a model student. The sudden switch makes Leo question his own sanity. Did I just hallucinate that? He wonders. The shock of rebirth must be messing with his head, because there's no way the school's famous ice goddess would be staring at him. But oh, we know the truth. The moment Leo looks away, a tiny, almost invisible smile creeps onto Stella's face. She was totally faking it. Her inner monologue reveals her true plan. Teasing her little savior is her new favorite pastime. She sees him as a meal to be savored slowly. That's a little predatory, but hey, he's in for an interesting high school life. Wow, her playful thoughts are having real-world consequences. Stella unconsciously licks her lips, and the gesture is so alluring that a poor boy in the next row, who is sneaking a peek, completely loses his balance. Thump! The commotion earns him a furious glare from Mr. Davison. And the instigator, Stella, she's already back to her perfect, Ice Queen facade. Masterful. And so it begins. The great staring contest of 2007. Stella can't help but steal glances at her future hero, her mind filled with fangirl squeals. But Leo can feel it, that prickly sensation of being watched. He turns to catch her. Whoosh! She snaps back to her perfect posture with inhuman speed. He looks away. She looks back. He turns. She snaps back. After a few rounds of this hilarious cat and mouse game, Leo's patience is wearing thin. He can't take it anymore. Leo grabs a piece of paper and scribbles a message, sliding it over to her. Okay, big sister, what exactly is your game? He writes. A direct confrontation. How will the Ice Queen respond to being called out so directly? Her face gives nothing away as she glances at the note. And the reply comes back. Don't pass notes in class. The handwriting is as cold and proper as she is. Leo is left completely speechless by the sheer audacity. But look at this. While her face is a mask of ice, inside her head, she's throwing a party. He called me big sister. She's squealing. The contrast is absolutely priceless. This girl is a master troll. Bring the bell. Freedom! Leo is out of his seat and through the door like a rocket, escaping the psychological torture chamber. But his friend Zach is right there, ready with the school gossip. He completely misinterprets the situation, thinking Leo is some kind of legend for getting close to Stella. Oh, if only he knew the weird truth. Zach, the ultimate wingman, encourages Leo to use his desk-mate advantage to woo the campus queen. Anything's better than simping for Sandra Shun, right? He says, bringing up a name from Leo's past. And speak of the devil. A familiar, chirpy voice calls his name from behind. You've got to be kidding me. The past has come back to haunt him, right on cue.